Sappathanang Dhammathanang Chinati. The gifts of the Dhammas conquers all kinds of gifts. Today I would like to talk about the new topic. It is the gifts of the Dhammapadas. One is mean in Vietnamese quà tặng kỳ diệu từ Kinh Pháp Cú 1. When you heard about one, it means that I plan to talk about number 2, number 3 regarding to the gifts of the Dhammapadas continuously. When I take a subject of the Dhammapadas, Kinh Pha goes, I feel interesting. Almost all the words that I went through. For example, for the word number 1 and number 2 that talks about all kinds of the Dhammas regarding to the unwholesome, either the wholesome deeds are originally starts from our mind, and if we conduct the unwholesome mind, sure, it releases to a life of suffering. If we are skillful of the wholesome mind, Kosalachittas in Pali, it provides the happiness lies at the end, because the mind is the masters of the body, and everything is led by mind, and everything created by mind. So understand about this, especially in the Dhammapada chapter 1, talk about the twice, talk about the thing that we must learn to know and to avoid, and the things we must learn to be follow up. So for the verse number 1, number 2, you can search for Jodhita, and still in the Dhammapada chapter 1, especially for word number 13, it's talk about the unskillful minds. The unskillful mind, it means that we are the mind that never trains at all. So if our mind never trains at all, you know, it's very easy to affect by the desires, and wills affected by all the atmospheres and all the outside productivities. It's like we are never trains our body and minds, and we should not let our mind goes on that way. And for verse number 14, that's regarding to the skillful mind. It means the mind that had been trained and become skillful and always obtain the light of the Buddhas, and always see the existing world rightly, and also see all the conventional world are impermanent, so that this kind of mind was not easy affected by the desired things. It's not easily affected by the delusions thing. So this way, the skillful mind is trained, we should be followed. And for the next verse, the verse number 15 and number 17, is talk about the violent acts, or is talk about the bad people. For verse number 13, number 15, today we do bad, and or if dislike we do bad, the results of these bad things also follow us for the next. And if we just become a bad people, a bad person just for dislike, the next and after the next the results of the best persons also follow up, so that dislike with sufferings, with sorrow, and make our mind get tensions, and at the end of this life we will experience the suffering and painful by ourselves. This thing we have to avoid. And for word number 7, if dislike we complain, and dislike also complain, pose a bad persons, complain for dislikes and other like, and we still complain, and then we become a bad persons, and that the results of complaints will be painful to us for dislikes, and more serious for the next slide. This is regarding to the unwholesome deed that we was taught by the Buddha to try to survive in this present. To survive, not to sorrow, not to complain our life. What is already past, let it pass. Don't bring your past life to disturb the present life. And next is about the word number 16. Sorry. And number 18 is I'm going to talk about what we have to follow. If today we are happy, next life. If today we happy, tomorrow we happy. If this life we happy, next life also happy. And if we follow up the ways of life that always cultivates the wholesome deed, at least we are happy for this life and the next. We are happy and prosperous, and we are also experiencing the life of inner peace, and we see the benefits of our wholesome deed, or our skillful of mind. This we have to follow. And we also must follow for our own happiness. And for the verse number 18, today's we are, if dislike we are illusory, we are live with the convenience, like the next. We also be reborn into convenience, like, and if we follow the life of cultivating the wholesome death, the next and after the next life, we also be born in the convenience, like, for example, we can be born in the family that have the parents is educated, have moralities, and have enough knowledge, experience, and wisdom to show us the way in the prosperous, and to show us the way to the heaven and to the extreme happiness called Nippanas. And I would like is, I would like is comfortable because of our previous deeds, our previous behaviors, and we can reborn in the realms of Tevas, or we can reborn in anywhere that's full of merits, and still living in the opportunity land. And I would talk at least 2 more verses in the Dhammapada chapter 1, verse number 19 and number 20. Number 19 is the Buddha express and says about ones who acknowledge but have no practice. We can summarize that if one who are talkative but no practical, their minds is not stand still. Their mind is not upright the phenomena of the calmness is always thinkable, and it's like the cowboys, and it's not look like the monks, and also it's not look like one who live in the secure life. To summarize, if one says without a morality conduct, and their mind will be dustful and is not qualified to call them as the monk, because they express only theoretical Buddhism, but they never experience the practical Buddhism. How can we understand? We can understand that we obtain much knowledge in school, but we never practice, we never have experience. So its empathy is useless. Yeah, it's useless. Now come to the last verse, number 20. That is the last verse for this topic. For the topics of the gift of Dhammapada 1. This is very important, and I also wish to summarize it for a sentence. Okay, but now come to the meanings of this verse. Okay, even we talk less, so, or regardless in the books or in the theories, but we are strictly follow the disciplines and the teachings of the Buddhas, and our minds, our life is abide by the disciplines and the teachings of the Buddha. We are abandon desires, hatreds, and delusions. We live a life calmness, inner peace, and also our mind is freedom. We we are not attached to dislike and the dislike. Those ways of life called the ways of life of the monks. See, here is really mean that when we talk less about the theoretical Buddhism, or we are regardless about the Bali canon, or we are remember less the teachings of the Buddha, but our moral conduct, our concentration retreats, and our wisdom develop are increased. So we can or we be able to reduce and defeat the three roots of the unwholesome mind called Lopa, Tosa, and Moha in Pali. And we can live a life with mindfulness, awareness, and we also get freedom from suffering. Our mind could get freedom from suffering, and we live this life fully because of we never attack the light, especially this light and the next light anymore. These phenomena of mind we can call nippanas at the present moment, and also attain the extreme happiness that we call Paramattha or Nibbana according to Paramattha, or Nibbana according to the ultimate truth. So this is the ways of the monks, or the way of one who are decide to let their families like to attain the monastic life. So, okay, come to conclude this word. That is, we should learn the theoretical Buddhism and strictly practice the practical Buddhism. It's just one sentence. for the verse number 19 and 20 is learning and practicing must go together. Namo Buddhaya.